The faculty at M Street High School put in us a determination that nobody would beat us. I had the attitude that I could and I would. When I entered Penn's School of Education in September 1915, therefore, I was convinced I had the ability to succeed. Dr. Sadie Tanner Mossell Alexander. I'm Stephen Middleton, coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. We are bringing you another one of our February focus, We See Possibility. But first, a reminder, if you have not traveled over to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, do so today. Spread the word. Encourage your friends and associates to subscribe to the Possibility Action Network channel. Let's see what we can create on this holy river of the World Wide Web as we go forward. Now back to today's share, Sadie Tanner Mossell Alexander. Sadie grew up in a prominent middle-class family in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Both her parents were well educated. Her grandfather on her mother's side was also college educated and had risen to become a bishop in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. One of her aunts was a physician and was the first Black woman to be licensed to practice medicine in the state of Alabama. And, in fact, one of the very few women to practice medicine in that state. One of her uncles was a famous artist of international acclaim. Few individuals in the United States at the time had more prominent individuals in their family than Sadie Mossell. In 1915, she graduated from the prestigious M Street High School in the District of Columbia. Its graduates boasted teachers, business owners, lawyers, and judges. Many of them had gone on to schools including Harvard University, Yale University, and Columbia University. This was a bunch that believed that they could succeed and that they could do well. When Sadie graduated, she turned her attention to the school in the District of Columbia that she had been around for all of her life, Howard University. Howard was a fine school, one of the better of the HBCUs, the historically Black colleges and universities. But Sadie's mother said to her that, you can go to even a better school. Her mother saw her possibility. After Sadie, of course, fussed about it for a while, she matriculated at the University of Pennsylvania in 1915. And she completed her education in 3 years, not the typical 4 years that many students require. She earned a master's degree in economics in 1919, one of the few women of any background to earn a master's degree in economics. But she wanted more. She returned to graduate school and earned a PhD in economics, also from the University of Pennsylvania and in its distinguished Wharton School of Business. But she had a desire for more education, and she went back to school and earned what is referred to today as the Juris Doctor in Law from the University of Pennsylvania College of Law. Her specialty was family and estate law. Dr. Susan Tanner Mossell became one of the first women to hold a position in the National Bar Association. This lady was well educated, skilled in her field of economics and law. But she had trials along the way, as you can imagine, both because of her sex, a female, and also because of her background with her beautiful mocha skin. When she arrived at the University of Pennsylvania as an undergraduate, she reported none of the students spoke to her. She said, "Can you imagine anyone walking down the hall in a building speaking perfect English and asking a simple question, 'Hey, do you know where room 109 is located?' And the students would simply walk on as if they did not hear her." Her professors ignored her as well. They simply thought that she had gotten in, but they did not imagine that she would excel the way that she did. The library also gave her challenges. When she had difficulties locating a book, a librarian would simply say to her, "It's checked out," without attempting to help her locate it. Frequently, she was not allowed to check books out of the library. She had to do her work in the library. She also told the story of when the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society saw her credentials at the University of Pennsylvania. They arranged an interview. They did not know that she had beautiful mocha skin. When she showed up, she said the members of the committee said, "There must have been a mistake in the records. You were not the person who was scheduled to come to this interview." She was not allowed to interview for this prestigious honor society, even though she had all of the credentials that would allow her to enter. Now, let's be clear, there were black men who were members of Phi Beta Kappa, but the combination of her sex, she's a woman with mocha skin, and then she was also a person of African ancestry, was not enough, was too much actually for the committee to bear, and they turned her away. But I must say that about 50 years later, in 1954, Phi Beta Kappa admitted that its predecessors, the members of the committee early on, had erred, and they admitted Dr. Tanner Mossell Alexander into this organization. She also reported that she had trouble eating meals at the University of Pennsylvania. At each stage of her academic career, they would not feed individuals or allow individuals to purchase meals from their establishments. But through it all, Dr. Susan Mossell Alexander saw her possibility. Once she graduated, this time with a PhD in economics, she could not land a suitable job. Can you imagine a woman with a PhD degree today in economics not getting a job at a major university in the United States? They would be beating a trail to her door. But not so in the 1920s. So Susan, Dr. Mossell, could not get a job, and she could not even get a job with some of the bigger insurance companies, so she turned to North Carolina, to the institution that Mr. Merritt and others had founded in 1898. The North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company gave her a job as an actuary in that organization. But Dr. Mossell decided that she would join her husband in his law practice in Philadelphia. And the two of them began to continue to practice law. Along the way, they decided that they would do something about the system that was unfair to them merely because of the color of their skin. Dr. Alexander became active in the Truman administration. She was appointed to the Truman's Committee on Human Rights in 1947, and she helped shape the civil rights policy of the United States. Her philosophy was simply this: as people, regardless of their background, bettered themselves, they would make the United States even better. Truman adopted that point of view. And today then, in the North and in the South, in the East and in the West, students of various backgrounds grace the campuses of major universities because of the efforts of people like Dr. Sadie Tanner Mossell Alexander. Upon her death, Claude Lewis, a distinguished journalist in the city of Philadelphia at the time, said this of Dr. Alexander. He said that she was proof that people can overcome any obstacle, so long as they don't suffer from the worst kind of poverty of all. You'll probably ask, what is the worst kind of poverty? Mr. Lewis answered by saying, it's the poverty of the spirit, the poverty of the soul. So here we have Dr. Sadie Tanner Mossell Alexander as a feature, our very, very feature, We See Possibility. I'm Stephen Middleton, coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. This February, we're here to declare that we see your possibility. If you join us in this, put a note in the chat box wherever you find this video. And I am Possibility Man. Until next time, good day.